We're in Vegas, baby.
Vegas.
Vegas.
Greatest city in Nevada.
That's what they say.
That's what they always say.
I don't know.
Greatest city in Nevada.
Reno, close second.
Tahoe, third.
Mm-hmm.
Vegas is number one. Maybe Prim. Prim's probably number one.
Prim and proper. Yeah.
Now that I think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Prim, Nevada, baby.
Prim, that's where it's a destination for a lot of people.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
They get their
the
paycheck.
final destination. That's where they go to die.
Yep.
Prim.
In car accidents.
Yeah. It's a major car
Just
accident
pulls
town.
right through the eyes. That's how I want my death to be.
Yeah, I want to go out to Prim and die on that roller coaster.
Just sudden and me knowing that it's about to happen, you know?
Yeah. Do you want to die? You want to die in your sleep or be awake? I want to be awake so bad.
I think I'd want to be awake. I mean, I think everybody kind of wants that moment where they're like, "It's time for me to."
Yeah. I'm leaving you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Like
want
the build-up?
to be in my sleep because I have so many weird nightmares already. So I would have one of those like Inception deaths where it's like I kept dying over and over in my sleep. That's what I would think. I want to know it. I want to see it and go, here it is. I want to know it.
Yeah.
I want to know it and feel it. And I want to look at someone right before I die, especially if it's a stranger, and go, you did this, and then die.
I mean, I feel like I see all those movies where like somebody's like pointing a gun at somebody.
Yeah.
They're like, do it. And then they put their
Like
I
right
feel
at
like
the
I
middle.
would be the guy to be like, do it. And they're like, all right. And they're like, no. Wait.
That's your last face before you.
Oh, dude. I thought he was like really cool, but like, he turned out he was just a huge pussy.
Yeah,
right
he's a
at the
pussy,
end.
dude.
Right at
I'm
the end,
glad
man.
they killed him.
Yeah, man. That face that he made right before he...
That's such a... like when someone's about to get hit with like a football or something, it's like
They always wince just a little.
yeah,
the
it's the funniest looking face. Someone goes heads up, and then you see their face like wave, like that wave splatter when it gets hit. Oh, I love that. That's one of my favorite things to see. Someone get hit with an object in the head.
I follow this
Kids
this
getting
page
hurt.
Yep,
I love kids getting hurt,
dude.
it's one of my favorite Instagram pages. Kids getting hurt is every day.
So funny.
It makes me smile in the morning.
It is so funny,
Especially because there's like a big trend of people with those big medicine balls. What are like Bosu balls? Yeah, and they just are smoking kids in the face with it. I love it. I love when you hear the slow mo kick in on an iPhone. You know, it's like full speed, and then it's like, ew. And then you just watch the ball just snap their neck. Oh my god, that literally makes my day. Kids getting hurt and Fail Army. I like Fail Army.
Fail Army's good.
Yeah, they're good. I
It's
like
solid.
Yeah, but it's almost like too compilation-y. Like Kids Getting Hurt is better because it's longer videos of kids getting hurt.
Yeah.
Fail Army's like boom, boom, death, die, flip, kill. Like,
Yeah.
Sometimes I get over
The
that.
kids getting hurt. It's organic. It's
nice,
fun.
and nothing really bad happens. It's always
No.
like funny hurt.
Yeah, it's not like they're bleeding out of their face or anything.
But that is another page.
That's a separate
Kids
page.
bleeding out of their
Kids
face is another-
bleeding out of their face.
a
Now
whole nother
that
page.
I highly recommend.
highly recommend.
You want your Monday started on a positive foot? Kids bleeding out of the face hole.
Out of the face hole. Kids bleeding out of the face hole, just
Yeah.
gushing blood. I can see the icon. I can see the avatar for just like bleeding out.
The meme is
Yeah.
like, "Mom, help!"
And the other side just pushy. Mom, help!
Pussy. Bleed it out like a kid.
Come on. It's like an old school barber in here. You got to let the blood out.
Let the blood out. Sorry I nicked your face.
You're cutting my hair. Just
Can you imagine going to a barber like back in the day and be like, "All right, here's your bloodletting for the week."
Yeah,
And just
that's-
like be like, "Oh yeah, I got to get the badness out of my body."
that's the weirdest thing in the world to me. That's so like
How did people think for so long that was a good thing?
because like dude, we love snake oil salesmen. Like humanity loves to be convinced that something is going to change them, and so we just buy into it. We buy into shit all the time. Like diets, everybody diets, but like diets are all a scam too.
Oh, dude,
It's all a big scam.
I guess there's this family secret story. But within my family for
Watkins
years.
secret
The
family
Watkins
story.
secret family
The
story.
book opens.
Page number 295. The diet cookie scam.
Is there a diet cookie?
What, dude? So my dad and I think my dad like so the story
So
goes.
the tale goes.
He got trapped in one of those things where it's like he got convinced that this was going to be the next big fad.
Oh, yeah.
And he bought a crap ton of those diet cookies.
Oh my God.
And I guess my grandma had to like help him out of this financial situation, the scam that he got in.
Did he buy him pyramid scheme to also sell, or just for
he was going to resell them, and then people
Yeah.
were like, "Yeah, I don't want that." And
Yeah,
he's like,
nobody wants it.
"What?" And my dad's always been a salesman. He's like, "I can sell anything, and not diet cookies."
you can't sell diet cookies. I can sell anything, except for diet cookies.
That is my kryptonite. Diet cookies.
Dude, also those pyramid scheme things are just awful. Like,
yeah.
like
like the Bernie Madoff stuff and everything that happened with that.
Just tricking people into like
But you're
believing
preying
in you.
on their dreams,
Right, predatory.
Because they're trying to get out of financial ruin or something in their life that's not obviously going well. So they're turning to something like diet cookies.
Yeah, because they think it's like this
quick
is
get out.
a quick solution.
Yeah.
That's like our government should abolish. If you're watching government, they should abolish predatory loans. I think that's like the worst thing we've ever introduced in our society. You know what that is? Like check cashing places.
Oh,
check
yeah.
advance.
Yeah.
Predatory loans are disgusting. They essentially just take people of lower status of income because they need money because they're broke, and they go, "We'll cash your check early, your paycheck from your job, and we'll take a huge percentage of it."
Yep.
And then these
people
people
are so
end up
desperate.
owing more money than they ever had. And it's totally legal. I think that's so disgusting. That's like what a rich man's puppet game, being like, "I'll give you some money, but we're gonna make a lot more off of you."
Yeah.
It's so
Well, it's the same
messed
thing
up.
with credit cards. That's how people accrue so much debt. Is like perfect example. Whenever I moved out here, I had zero credit.
Yeah.
I got a credit card, and whenever I started racking up my credit card, they started being like, "You qualify for
more money."
And I'm
Yeah,
just
it's
like,
insane.
"Wait, what? I qualify for more? I haven't paid this off
I don't
yet.
have any money.
Yeah, I don't have any.
But you can have more.
You can have more. I mean, that doesn't sound right, but I guess I'll take it.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
What's my limit now? $800,000. Awesome.
What?
What do I make it here? $5,000.
Yeah.
So I think I'm good.
How do I pay this off again? Don't worry about that now. We
You'll
got
be
you.
fine.
We got you for
yeah,
life.
I think credit cards are like that. My dad always rags on credit cards because my father's only had one credit card my whole you know how people have like 7 credit cards. My dad only had one. I only have one because of my dad.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't need more than one. He's like, you can acquire good credit off of one credit card and paying bills the right way, because too many people I knew got 4 or 5 credit cards, especially college kids. They give them out to college kids. I think that's the meanest thing in the world. They go on college campuses. They're like, "Hey man, you sign up, you get airline miles. You guys fly with your friends to Cabo for spring break."
This table's way cooler than the Marine table over there. I want free money. What is this?
It's such a mean.
I don't
like,
want to do
scam.
push-ups. I want credit cards.
But the Marines are like, we also offer credit cards.
It's a slightly different program. The rewards are not as high, but you will be serving your country.
We'll be serving your country.
Get out of here.
I think that's so mean. I never had a credit card in high school. I mean, in college because of that. I never got one.
Hey, man, I can do 20 pull-ups. Get out of my face. I want the free money.
But I can do 50 pull-ups. Still. Yeah, I didn't get one. I never had a credit card. I was lucky that I never acquired debt like at a young age and had to pay for it afterwards, other than like school debt, school loan. But that's not like, that's not the same thing. That's not like, I know kids in college that just had credit cards and they spent, $5,000 on their credit card, a 21-year-old kid, and they just never could pay it ever. And
Yeah,
it just
it's
acquired
impossible.
more and more and more interest in debt.
Yeah.
It's insane. I mean, that's insane. It's how I feel when I see people here in Vegas. Breaks my heart.
Well, the desperation in some people,
like
it's
hoping
the saddest
to like
thing.
hit. I always think the crazy thing about Vegas is you see people spending like absurd amounts of money, and this is not. I'm not being a jerk, but like people are making like $50,000 a year, and they're here and they spend $5,000.
That's so much money.
You're like, dude, that's a 10% of your whole everything that you have.
Everything.
But you see it all the time. It breaks my heart that I'm like, why did someone trick you thinking that's an okay thing to do? It's so weird. I don't understand it. People think like you can come out to Vegas, you can legitimately make hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's like, dude, never, ever.
They've seen one too many of those Vegas movies.
Yeah. Well, no, obviously I didn't watch Vegas Vacation, where he literally loses everything. Is probably the most accurate version of anything.
Yeah.
Where he like puts a lien on his house. He like loses everything. That movie to me is Vegas.
But
for
then
real.
they all get cars at the end.
Yeah,
right?
I know. Yeah,
I
but
know.
that's just like the ha bit. Well,
Yeah.
Rusty got the cars.
Right.
Ethan Embry,
Ethan Embry.
probably one of my favorite Rusties.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Him and the kid from Christmas Vacation. Just because I like that kid for some reason. He was kind of like round and pudgy, and that scene where he's in the department store. I think he's at like he's at Marshall Fields or something, and that girl's slipping up her skirt, and she's like, "Well, you can't even see the panty line." And he's like, "You can't see the line, can you, Russ?" He's like, "No, Dad." And then he realizes that Russ has been standing right next to him. That's that whole movie to me is like what I miss about comedy and film. I think it was that was like one of my favorite times of comedy.
Oh, so good.
Oh my God.
Well,
Chevy was
great
so
jokes
funny.
mixed with great. I miss a lot of like silly visual gags.
Yeah. There's not a lot of Pratt sight gag anymore.
Like, I mean, this is an extreme version of it, but like the Naked Gun movies. Like, if you look how many jokes per minute,
oh, it's insane.
it is unbelievable.
Yeah, it's rocket
how
fire.
much writing and like how much precision went into every single shot. Every shot is funny.
Yeah. Well, now it's like the kind of like the Apatow theme of comedy has kind of taken over. He like set a precedent for people to copy, and they do, of like a lot of goofy dialogue, back and forth and joke and joke.
Very riffy, very improv-y.
Yeah, and that's just kind of like the new generation of it. But like, yeah, when we were kids, I loved like the timing of so many jokes smashed into one. I mean, Dumb and Dumber is arguably my favorite comedy of all time, and every single line is a joke, even if it's not hard on the nose. Simple stuff. Like Sanj and I were talking about it yesterday. Like simple stuff when he's like, "Those skis yours?" She's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Both of them?" I mean, that's such like it's such a great throwaway joke that I think we don't really do that as much anymore. In our comedy films are like, they're like semi-grounded. Do you know what I mean? It's weird. They're like, they used to kind of be like totally in space and nobody cared, and now they're like, they have to have some kind of love reality base to
and
them.
some kind of heart.
Yeah, a little bit. Like I was on the plane back from Italy, and I popped on cock blockers.
I watched that on the plane recently too.
And I was like,
I'll watch this. Yeah, it's on the plane.
I'm not gonna pay for this in the theater.
It's not a Redbox movie, but I'll watch it on a plane for free.
But I was watching. I was like, yeah, they have to like instill so much weird heart in that. It's like it could just be hilarious. I've never watched a comedy being like, where's the love?
Yeah.
And where is the turnaround love aspect?
And you know what? Where's the lesson here, guys?
Where do I need to learn?
I need to learn a little something with my comedy.
I never understood that, but you know, that's just like the temperature of like commercial comedy now. That's just what they're putting out, and you have to be like also a famous non-comedian to be in comedy films. I feel like all of them have people that aren't comics now that are just like huge names. Like what's that movie Tag? And Jeremy Renner is in it, and you're like,
you're like,
Renner?
He's an action guy. What are you talking about?
Why is he in a comedy?
But he's got a funny side.
He's a goofball.
Wait, what?
I don't get it, but whatever.
I mean, the amount of
we're very careful about what we're saying because we want to be in all these movies.
I know, we're like, if Jeremy Renner's watching this right now, we will gladly be a supporting role in one of your funny movies.
I'm cool with whatever happens because I'd love to be in it.
Hawkeye is dope, dude. Hawkeye, he's pretty funny, dude. Like, if you think about it,
he's pretty funny.
Like, he's pretty funny.
No, but you know, the commercial comedy world is just different. I like the more goofy. I like what you liked. I like more like goofy, pratty. I just love that.
And we're talking about Chris Pratt films.
Yeah,
we love
specifically
Chris Pratt films. We love.
That is where the term pratfall came from. Was Chris Pratt?
Actually,
his
invented
great grandfather.
Yeah.
He learned. He got hit by a car, and everybody's like, he's doing the Pratt again, and he died. And that's how the phrase started. But no, I like those kind of like Stooges. I loved Stooges when I was young so much.
Oh yeah,
I loved the Three Stooges. I just love that.
What do you think of Shemp? What's going on with Shemp?
That's going to be the name of my autobiography. What'd you think of Shemp?
What do you think of Shemp?
What's going on with Shemp?
What's going on with Shemp? That's a question that nobody's asked in many years.
Ever actually.
So what's going on with Shemp? What do you think? I just remember him being so unlikable.
Yeah,
Like where I was like, how is he filling in for one of these guys?
Yeah, just not like no. There was nothing endearing. I think there's like something about slapstick comedy that like you really have to fall in love with their goofiness, and if you don't like fall in love with the goofball in them, you kind of like check out. You're like,
I'm not buying into this.
Yeah. There's something about that.
I don't even like the guy.
Yeah, but if you like the guy, they can get away with anything.
Oh yeah,
it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You just kind of like. It's funny. So it's even if it's so stupid and you know it's dumb, you're still like, I don't care. I really, really like him. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
There's people. I mean, that's modern comics same way. There's guys that I don't care what they do. I always think they're brilliantly fun. I mean, like I think Galifianakis is funny all the time in everything. Even when he's not being funny, I just love him. I think he's so lovable. He's like so easy and fun for me to be like, I'm in with this guy.
His special, is it the Purple
Purple
Onion?
Yeah,
man.
in San Francisco was so good. But I mean, like even on an interview on Conan, like when he goes and does Conan and to promote baskets, I'm in. Every time I see him, I smile and I'm like, I'm in. I'll watch this guy.
Yeah.
He just is so funny to me and like sweet and nice and honest. And I just, that kind of comic, I'm just like, oh, I wish that's like what I would admire to be when you're like, he's not trying too hard all the time.
No, yeah. You're just like, oh, this is just him.
Yeah, he's just being fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just having a good time.
Yeah.
When you see people go on late night shows, and I've done this on TV, and you're trying so hard, it's so weird because you're like, it's not really you. Because you're like trying to be entertaining and trying to be like, oh, I want to tell you a story. And you just want to be up and up because you want to come back or so. You know what I mean? Like
Of
you want to
course.
like
You wanna make a good impression.
make a mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
But once you're good enough, they're just like, you're good. You'll just come. You know.
I think I was on the road once, and I think you were on Corden.
James Corden.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with Jim Carrey,
Jim
right?
Carrey, yeah, yeah.
That was like, I mean, obviously for you that's a surreal moment.
It
but like
was.
so for me being like a friend of yours and knowing you over the years and stuff like that, like it was a super surreal moment for me because I'm like I think you tweeted or something and I was in my hotel room and I was like, oh, check this out. But then whenever like it was actually happening, I was like, what?
Yeah, it was very weird. There was a moment that it was very, very weird. Like we were before you go on James Corden, you're upstairs behind the audience and you like walk through the audience.
Yeah.
And there's a picture wall and there's a photo booth and they want you to take a photo before you go on. And Jim was like, come on, let's get a photo. And so we did a photo together and then it only prints one and they pin it to the wall. And I was like, God, I would love to have that photo.
Yeah.
But as I pin it to the wall, as they're pinning it to the wall, I'm like looking around and I'm like, I just took a picture with like my childhood comedic hero who was my boss for 2 years. And then I'm like backing up and looking at it from literally 10 feet away. And the amount of famous people, I was like, this is so weird and surreal. You know,
Yeah.
it was like Ryan Gosling and, you know, whatever. It was just like, I'm like, what, why am I on this wall? I was like, I do not belong on this wall of these mega, like Tom Hanks. I was like, what am I doing? But it was a very surreal moment. That kind of checked me harder than anything else. Like it's something tiny that makes me go, oh my God. It was these photos of their faces, these like smiling celebrities.
Well, you see it all in one spot, and it's a little overwhelming. You're like, "Whoa!" Everybody was right here and
doing this
doing
thing.
what I'm about to do.
It was very odd. That's kind of been the weirdest of all the things I've ever done.
Did you get nerves before you went on?
No, it's just like stand up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like you know when people talk to you about stand up and they're like, hey, you get nervous, and you're
Yeah.
like, I mean, when you're young, you do, and then at some point you just kind of check out.
Yeah.
I mean, those nerves aren't there. The anxiety and excitement is there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get excited to go on and do anything live, but it's not nerves. It's hard to articulate what it is.
No, I know what you're saying. It's
But it's hard for
because
people to
whenever
understand.
whenever you start off doing stand up, I feel like you have a huge case of the butterflies where you're like,
Oh my God.
okay, I don't know how this is gonna go. What's
Right.
going on? But then like as you progress and you've been doing it a long time, it parlays into an adrenaline rather, I think, that where you're like, I'm excited to go on stage and I'm just like excited to get out there.
You get. For me, it's anxiety. People are like, you know, like when I go do shows with Rogan and he does, 3,800 seaters, 4,000 seaters. I kind of pace right before I go on, not because I'm nervous, because it's like I want to jump out of my skin. I'm so anxious to like go.
Well,
and then the moment that you get out there, you're like, oh, it's almost like a breath of fresh air when you get on the stage. But the 5 seconds before, you're just like, come on, I just want to go.
The lead up always for me, like the day of a big show or
Yeah.
something, that's always the worst.
Oh,
it's
totally.
never
Never when it's
the
about to
show.
happen. Right.
I'm always like, I gotta do my thing now.
Right.
But like the lead up is like, oh,
It's
God,
agonizing.
like, let's get this over with. I want
Totally.
to get on that stage.
Yeah, it's like when I did stand up on Conan, that was the same thing. I remember being in the green room with my friends, and I had some people in there, and we were just chilling and hanging out, and it was so relaxed. And then I got behind the curtain, and when I got behind the curtain, I was like, oh God, I'm a little anxious, like I'm a little kind of like not nervous, but like I was feeling buzzed a little bit. That I was like, oh my God, I'm like a little anxious to do this. And then the moment the curtains open and you walked out, it was like it disappears. Yeah, it's so nice. It's weird. People think that when you get on stage, you're going to be like, that's when it's going to strike you, but moments before. But the moment you physically land, to me, then I'm like, okay, I'm free.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you're almost like, I can't do wrong. Because you've prepped. I mean, you've been there before. When you're starting out, I mean, oh my God. When you're starting out, it's like the whole time is a nightmare, kind of. Sometimes you're just like, I'm nervous before I get on. I'm nervous when I got on. I'm nervous about what I said when I get off. I'm nervous in the car ride home. I'm nervous in the drive-thru at Burger King. I'm nervous in my driveway
I'm
at home.
nervous after every line that I'm like, was that the right choice?
Am I an idiot? Why did I say that? Did I say him and I meant her?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Was that the wrong tense? I don't know.
I remember thinking about names when I remember thinking about, because if I make up a story and I say a name, I usually use the same names. Like if I listen back to my old stand-up, I'll use the same names. I always say Karen for a woman, Steve for a guy. It's weird. I've chosen these names and I don't even know
I had
why.
to switch a couple of my names because I found out that what was it? Maybe a Jessica or something was used a lot in stand-up. For whatever reason,
Jessica?
the name Jessica.
Yeah, like other comics had.
Had like they would use Jessica as a girl's name or something like that. So I'm like,
and you had to stop.
I was like, mental note, Jeremiah is gonna be different. I'm gonna change
you're not
up
different
those
enough,
names.
dude. You need to change out.
Dude,
change up your stuff.
People keep telling me, Jeremiah, you need to differentiate
You
yourself.
do. That's what I've said.
Your style is
Your style, your look, your
Style,
cadence, your
look,
tense,
cadence.
stance. I'm just going up. What
whole
name
thing.
do you use now?
I've been using some Tiffany's lately.
Tiffany's a cool name. God, there's so much. There's so much like important weight on a name helping out the funniness of the joke.
Oh yeah,
It's
I've been
so
using.
weird.
I've been going between for one of my newer jokes between Tyler and Trevor.
Trevor's really funny.
Yeah.
Barb for me is a funny woman's name. If
That's
it's anybody
my
over
Nana's
40,
name,
it's Barb.
Barbara.
It's always Barb.
Yeah, yeah.
If I'm referencing like anyone 40 plus, I'm like, it's Barb.
Yeah.
Because Barb is quick and easy, and I don't even know where I got Karen from. Karen's just a funny name to me. Like I couldn't take names from my real life because my family's names, like my super Irish on my mom's side, it's like Eileen, Kathleen, Sheila. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the guys' names are just like old school Irish Catholic normal, but like Andrew, it's like Patrick, Tim, Michael. You know what I mean? It's like boring white Catholic name.
Yeah.
So like I needed a name with like something that like had some weird weight to it. And Karen for some reason to me was like,
Well, it gives you imagery right away.
Yeah,
A
I know
Karen,
who Karen is.
Everybody knows a Karen.
right.
Oh, it's Karen.
Oh, there's that Karen. But it's also Karen can be this. Oh fuck, Karen's here. Or it can be like this. Did you hear what happened to Karen? Like both of those for some reason work so well. But when you do it with other names, when you do it with like Mary or
Yeah.
Mary kind of, but like something more common, like if you do something with like,
Did you hear what happened to Mary?
hear what happened to Mary?
Hear what happened to Mary?
She fell down the hill again. That's this
broke-
is a really bad impression.
She broke her hymen. She's going to hell now.
Broke her hymen.
Hymen.
The hill, yeah, she lost her virginity to a rolling hill. That would be somewhere in a Catholic law where it's like, and if you lose your virginity to a hill, you'll also go to hell.
You have to do 20 Hail Marys for that
I saw
one.
there's another Instagram meme site, and I don't remember which one it is. Maybe it's Grape Juice Boys. It's something funny, but they put out like 50 memes a day. They're like it's like a machine. And there was one this morning where it's like a sex ed class from like the 80s. And the woman is like, or the young man is like, what happens if you want to have sex before marriage? And then the woman leans into him and goes, well, then you have to be prepared to go to hell. And then it like Pantera kicked in afterwards. It was awesome. It was just like, I just think like that, that whole like scaring kids thing that like I grew up near in the Irish Catholic world.
I
is
grew up
so
with
mean
as well.
It's so mean to do to people. Like masturbation is like the worst thing in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, why would they put that out to make people feel shameful about the most natural urge ever? I mean, ever. It's the most natural urge that a human has, other than like eating, sleeping, and shitting.
Hey, man, tell a school shooter to rub some more out, you know?
Yeah, I mean, everyone should be rubbing some more out.
Rubbing a little
seriously.
bit more out.
I think
maybe
that
it won't
is-
be so pent up.
That
you
is
know?
really unprofessional that
What?
your phone is on.
What?
Jeremiah,
Was
we've
that me?
talked about it. We've talked about this 100 times about your phone.
No. Uh-oh. One of the, oh, man.
This is why This is why the business is falling.
One of the producers is calling into the show right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. My bad. Then that is very appropriate.
Oh, no. Hello?
Did you not turn off your phone? I booked Andrew Santino for you on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't turn off your gosh darn phone, Jeremiah.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to. This is really embarrassing.
You know what? Let me talk to Santino right now.
Do I talk to him? Hello?
Hey,
Hey.
this is Rigsby.
Hey, Rigsby. How are you?
Well, I was good, but now I need a new host of Jeremiah Wonders.
No, I don't think you need to replace him. It was a simple accident. It wasn't that big of a...
Santino, can
Yeah.
you be the new host of Jeremiah Wonders?
No, I don't want to take over Jeremiah. Well, you're trying to like...
We got to keep the name,
Oh.
but we want you to be the new host.
I mean, what kind of benefits do you think I'd reap from this?
I'll have to get back to you on that.
Well, good pitch. I'm in. I think I'll do it.
Is that easy?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's. I really didn't.
All right.
I really don't care about really earning anything. I really like the idea of stealing a show from a friend of mine. If I'm being genuine.
Now that's the Hollywood boy I always shoot a gun of just.
Love you, Riggs.
Love you.
Hey, Riggs.
Yeah.
Take it easy, man.
Thank you.
Wow. I'm sorry,
That
dude.
was one of the producers of the show.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing. I really thought I had my phone on silent. I don't know what that was all about.
Yeah, I mean, you think one thing and you do another, but
Man.
I'm looking at it. Yeah, I'm looking at this pizza shirt because I think I saw it. I've seen it before.
Yeah.
Is it for somebody? Is it for something? Does it mean something or just pizza?
That was just pizza.
I didn't know if it was like a band.
Oh.
Slimey Cheese.
Dude, have you listened to Slimey Cheese's new album?
They're so tight.
Dude, they're a little bit underground, but they're about to be above crust.
What is that? That's above crust. That's a 6 Roni. What's up? We're 6 Roni.
6 Roni.
7 Roni. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
4, 5, 6, 7.
7 Ronies in the house. We're Slimy Cheese and the 7 Ronies.
Slimy Cheese and 7 Ronies.
Slimy Cheese and the 7 Ronies would be great.
Yeah, that sounds like a metal band.
Yeah, it's
Or a punk band.
Punk band, yeah.
Slimy Cheese and 7 Ronies. Very, very,
But if they say it hardcore fast enough all the time, nobody knows what it really is. Mm-hmm. Like if you say Slimy Cheese, 7 Ronies, people would not know what they'd go. I don't know. I don't know, but they're dope.
What kind of music is that?
It's like
kind of Ramones.
it's like
kinda,
Ramone, but kind of also
kind
like
of, yeah.
it's got a little bit of like Blondie in there. It's really they're all over the place.
They're
man.
really,
great.
yeah.
We love them though.
They're really fickle with their choice.
And they change their lead singer like every week.
all the time.
And they don't have a drummer. It's a really, really hodgepodge.
Yeah, it's just like a drum machine that they just like on a keyboard
Yeah.
that they
An
loop.
old Yamaha 1400. They just boop, 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 boop.
A slimy cheese in a Roni at all new set. Listen to me, got the pizza today. I know you want my slice.
Guys, dinner's ready. Mom, we're recording.
Can we just please? Can you give us a couple more seconds?
That fight, that yell downstairs fight, that don't pick up the phone because I'm on the internet. Kids will never know what that feels like. Yeah. Please don't pick up the phone. I'm on the internet.
Yeah.
I remember behind my bed that the phone jack was behind my bed in my bedroom. And I would have to like pull my bed away from the wall to switch out the jack. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like such a stupid the placement was awful. It was like under tucked away in the corner of my bed. Like I wish I had a visual of it. It was just such an unfortunately dumb placement of whoever wired it. It was nowhere near where you would put like a desk in a corner. It's like behind tucked under my bed beneath this like weird
Even outlets in old houses
yeah.
did not make sense at all.
ever. They were so stupid.
They were always strategically placed behind a piece of furniture.
Yeah, and you're like, and then the logic would go, someone would go, well, then you guys put furniture there. It's like that's the only place the furniture could go.
That's where the bed goes in the room.
There's no other place for it to be.
Like go underneath your bed to plug in the alarm clock. You're like, what are you doing?
There's something so stupid about that. Yeah, my parents' house, or there's so many outlets that don't get used because you're like, why would I plug in there? What would I plug in the hallway You know what I mean? Like in the middle of the linen closet hallway where like the towels are. Where am I plugging in there?
Yeah.
And then where you need a plug, there isn't one.
It's just a 2-prong. It doesn't even have like the third thing. You're like, what are you talking about? I can't even plug it in. We are sorry, sir. It's a French connection.
It's a French.
It's European.
This is a French house.
It's a French house.
This is Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah, built on American soil, you know.
The French Revolution. That has nothing to do with the building of this home.
I mean, we are French construction workers. It happens sometimes. We actually put the wrong wiring in the house here.
It's semi on purpose, semi carelessness.
Some of it is just a joke and a ha-ha for us. Wait, we see the Americans move in. We're like, good luck.
But they don't laugh that much. So the French haha is just like, hey, I put it in a unfortunate place, and the guy looks and goes, ha, and then they carry on. That's it.
That's a quick cough laugh.
A cough laugh. That's my favorite.
Do you have a cold right now, sir, or are you?
No, what? No, that's how I laugh at everything. Look at this saxophone.
Do you need some Kleenex or some Claritin or
No, perfectly fine.
Oh, you just no. Do you think saxophones are funny? I'm not really sure. Are you coughing or laughing? I'm very confused and concerned a little bit, honestly.
Simply enjoying the sheen. It's nice.
Is it? That French guy is getting off on the shape of the saxophone. Is just the way they'd
There was a woman that laughed on the flight back from Italy, and then she laughed. Her laugh was so funny it made me laugh. You know when someone's laugh is so funny, I don't even care what she was watching or thinking about, but it was so fun I had to laugh with her. Because it was like such like it was like
boisterous.
Yeah, baritone laugh. It was like that. You could tell it was like a big woman like and it was a woman like 4 seats back. But it just made me laugh because I'm sitting there like I hear it once and I was just like I do one of those things and then
that can't be real.
Yeah. Yeah. And then she kept doing it and I was just like it got in my head and I kept hearing like it was just like it was like very operatic almost where it was like a building of a laughter. And it got me. Like sometimes people's laughs get me more than a thing that I see that's funny. Like sometimes I'm like, if I see something with someone that's funny,
yeah,
and I'm kind of like, oh yeah, ha ha ha. But somebody else's laugh will just sink me. I'm bad with that. I
wonder what that like with a laugh like that, what that woman would even sound like. Oh, you know what? I think she's actually calling in right now.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hello. Did you recently fly on a Delta flight?
Yes, I did. I flew Delta 425 from Rome back to Chicago, Illinois.
Wow. I was just talking.
And I heard that the gentleman you had on as a guest was making fun of my laugh. And let me tell you something. I love my laugh. I'm proud of my laugh. And people like you are just so disrespectful for making fun of the way that I enjoy life.
You know, honestly, I thought you were going to be a way more welcoming person. I thought you'd have a good sense of humor about your laugh.
No, it's not funny to laugh at someone's laugh. I'm just kidding. It's Sandra. No, that is my laugh. I'm embarrassed about it. Sorry, that was a character.
Sandra?
I'm in an improv class.
What?
Yes.
You've been taking improv, Sandra?
Yeah, Groundlings. And,
what?
Yes. Yeah. I was on the flight. I saw Andrew Santino.
What?
Yeah, I saw you on the flight.
Wow. Why wouldn't you say anything to me?
Because I'm in love with you and.
You're in love with Andrew Santino, Sandra?
Hello.
Oh, did we just drop that call?
Wow. I was about to get like a love confession from a stranger that I kind of met on an airplane, and I feel like.
Oh, she's calling back in.
Oh, good.
Hello, Sandra. We lost you.
It's Sandra's husband, Mike.
Oh.
You guys flirting with my lady?
Not at all. Sandra was.
I'm just kidding again. It's Sandra.
Sandra?
Yeah, I'm a good one.
That Groundlings is really paying off.
It is.
I really
is.
thought you were a man.
Yeah, no, it's me. It's Sandra. That is paying off. It's only $9,000 a month to do Groundlings, by the way, and I think it's worth every dime.
Wait, so you have you been using a credit card?
Yeah, I have actually. Yeah, and they just increased my limit, which is great.
Did they
yeah.
really?
It used to be 100,000. Now it's 9 million.
Wow.
Yeah, I can spend it on anything I want, and I have been. Let me
Like trips to
tell you.
Rome.
No, I didn't. That was all on points. That was all on my ex-husband's points.
Wait, what happened with him?
He left me. He left me for my sisters, plural. Both of my twin sisters. He left me for my twin sisters,
Like
which is weird because they're my twins. You know, we're three girls, and we're all twins. So I know that sounds weird, but it's possible. I grew out of one of their arms.
Wait, so you're still considered a twin though, and
Well,
not?
they were the twins, and I was connected to one of the girls' bodies. So I was connected to my second sister born. I was connected to her arm, and then they sliced me off, and I'm the run of the litter. They're both normal size, full size women, and I'm 2'7". Hello.
I'm sorry. I had to collect myself.
Okay.
First, you're 2'7",
2'7".
and you have that powerhouse of a laugh.
Oh yeah. Well, you know, it comes from just hardship in life. You know, sometimes you take something bad and make it good, and so I enjoy life. I just enjoy. I just enjoy life and laughter.
It sounds like you're living life to the fullest of a 2'7" person. You know.
Well, are you making a joke at my expense?
No, not at all,
Because
Sandra.
it'll cost you. Get it? At my expense, it'll cost you. I'll bill you.
Like I said, the Groundlings is really paying off.
Yeah, and I'm paying them off. I'm paying them off to let me roll through to level 2. I'm on level 1. I've been on level 1 for 7 years.
Oh my goodness!
I shouldn't be talking bad about.
We lost Sandra.
Yeah, she's gone.
She's gone.
Sweet lady though.
That very sweet.
Yeah, very sweet. 2'7" sounds a little insane.
It's so funny. That's such like an insider like industry.
Oh my
like,
God,
the Groundlings thing, but it's so funny and on point.
Oh my God! I mean, I can't count the number of people that people that come up to you after shows that are like, love stand up, can never do that. You know, I did improv for a couple of years. I feel like everybody took an improv class
In LA, yeah,
it's
some point.
insane. I feel like, dude, even on the road. I mean, even when I go to like other big cities, that they're like, you know, I used to do. I had an improv troupe in college or a sketch group in college. I feel like that's such a common theme for like young people that want to get somewhat into the arts. That they're like,
Yeah.
let's do an improv.
Yeah, why
an
not?
improv thing.
Dude, the amount of people that I've had come up to me after shows that tell me that they used to play saxophone is unbelievable.
Well, that's because so many kids did band. I think everyone did band.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, but it's also annoying because you actually play sax. So it's weird that's one of those things when someone says something, they're like, you know, I used to play sax, and your brain cynically goes, did you?
Right,
You know, like, come on. That's like me going up to a professional basketball player and be like, you know, I was pretty good in high school.
Played a little bit of ball.
A little bit of hoop-de-hoops in high school.
High school, LeBron. So
And LeBron is like, that's awesome, man.
That's good-
Want to strap
good
up
for
and
you.
jump out here with us? Like, nah, dude. I
have this weird sciatic nerve that's kinda-
Slipped a disc a couple of years ago.
you used to play discus actually too.
I play
in
disc
track.
golf. Yeah, I play disc golf,
Uh-huh.
and I'm pretty good at that. But I threw out my rotator cuff,
Yeah,
whipping.
you know.
Disc golf was a big thing in my high school years. I had a bunch of friends that played that frisbee golf. I was fascinated with how I just did not want to do it. Everybody was like, "You gotta come try it," and I did it like twice, and I was like, I just couldn't get into it. It was so awful. Like hucking a frisbee at chains in the woods was so weird. Yeah, you just like, but it's like. I want to play frisbee with another person.
Yeah,
Like if I'm throwing it, I want to get it reciprocated back. I don't want to like huck it and go get it and then huck it and then like it's just not the same.
Do me too. Come on.
The chain. I'm just standing at
Like
the chains.
you're just waiting for it. Come on,
Hit me.
Come on,
Hit me.
I'm ready.
The regular golf I like. I play regular golf. I like that because I like hitting a thing. That's fun to hit something. Everyone likes hitting things.
Yeah.
That's why I mean, like hitting something is always fun. Hitting it far is fun, but just like I never got into throwing in the woods. You got to bend it around that tree. Also, everyone that plays it's such a pothead. It's like everyone is so high. No one plays it not high. It's just a true stereotype. Nobody plays frisbee golf.
You don't
sober.
know the ergonomics of the earth to get it around the tree into the chain basket? Well, let me explain something. The altitude of the wind right now, you're like, all these terms are wrong so far.
Yeah. First of all, the height of the temperature is going to actually undercut the
I'm
weather
just talking
pattern.
You're talking about height of temperature.
And it's right now it's 94.8, which obviously is the internal core temperature of most weather trees. So most weather trees are going to have more bounce back, more rubber effect.
As we all know, 94.8 degrees is 3.2 degrees away from 98 degrees, which was a band, which actually factors in whenever you listen, and then you bend it around with the circumference of the disc, which puts it right into the chain of
Straight
the
through.
levity of the gratitude of the fortress.
Yeah. So, you guys want to play or no?
No.
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 Yeah.
We gotta go.
We gotta go.
We just came to tell you
I
guys.
feel like those guys who are super into disc golf are the guys who have been harassing us to go to strip clubs everywhere we've been walking on the strip.
Yeah, that's the same guy.
It's the same guy.
Yeah.
Hey, man, tits in your face?
Tits in your face.
Do you want some tits in your face, bro?
Everywhere we've walked.
Everywhere we walked around
Tits in your
Vegas.
face? Tits in your face? Tits in your face, bud.
It's the same script.
Same
it's like they
script.
got the same copy, and it was like,
Yeah. But
like printed out
it just
everywhere.
says, it always goes, what's up, fellas?
What's up, fellas?
Strip club tonight. Mm-hmm. No? We say no. We go, nah, we're good. Thank
Nah,
you,
we're
man.
good.
Tits in your face? You don't want to see tits in your face? That's the script. Tits in your face, question mark. You don't want to see tits in your face, question
You
mark? And then we have to go,
And then,
it's like a bully factor.
yeah, and we're like, well, I mean, it's not that we don't want to see them.
I just don't want
like
you
currently.
to...
No, come on, man. I'm gonna take you, dude.
No, I don't want to...
No, I'm gonna take you, dude.
No, I don't. No,
Are
we're
you-
good.
Are you gay or something, man? Let's get some tits in your mouth.
No,
dude.
I don't want... No, I just... We're
Dude,
walking...
tits in your eyeballs right now, dude.
I don't really want tits in my
No,
eyeballs.
I'm gonna put boobs around your cheeks. What do you think?
I mean, I just feel like I don't need you to help me get breasts on my
No,
face.
man, I'm the middleman. Okay,
Okay, so what do you provide? If I can go physically to the strip club by myself, what are you doing?
dude. I provide the boobs. You provide the cash.
I could just go to one by myself, right?
No, I got like a limo service right there.
But I could just get a cab or an Uber.
No, man. There's like glitter and there's leather on the inside of that limo.
The glitter and leather?
Yeah. There's also a TV in there.
I don't need that. It's like a 5-minute drive. I feel like I don't need that at all.
Get in the car, man.
All right. runs away. Officer, he's trying to make me put tits in my face.
I'm married. I can't do this.
And the cops are like, get in the cop car, we'll save you. And then we get in and he's like, you guys want to go to a strip club?
Yeah.
No! We get captured by a cop and taken to a
Yeah.
strip club.
You get kicked in.
They
You're
arrest
handcuffed.
us like, you're under arrest
Yeah.
for not having enough tits in your face.
For not having enough testosterone.
You stab you with a needle, just testosterone. We just are punching each other.
You start eating beef jerky and grabbing boobs all around you. Hundreds.
This is what I like. Tits in your face. Yeah, it's such like a, but it's also they're not nice. It's funny because they're not, like, I would get it if they were like, hey man, strip club, and you're like, no, and they're like, all right, whatever, and they move on, or they don't say anything back. If you go,
Peace
no.
be with you.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
and also
what?
with you.
Maybe I do want to go there. That guy seemed pretty nice.
But every time they go, this guy last night, he was like, why don't you take our phone number? Why don't you take my phone number down? I'll get you guys there later. And I was like, no, we're good. And he goes, fucking, and then did that thing and walked away. It's like, I don't know you. I don't
and
owe
also,
you anything.
I don't want to take down your number.
Yeah, I don't want your number. I don't give my number to like people I know.
Yeah.
like there's many people I hang out with that don't have my number that I just see out and about in the comedy world. But like some stranger is just like, take down my number, dude.
Yeah, man.
Hit me up. I want to be able to have access to you.
Yeah, man. Anytime I want.
No, that's so crazy.
No, that's next level.
No, I'm good, man. Thank you so much. Peace be with you, and also with you. We should go to that religious tit bar.
I think, that's a theme thing that could happen really well.
You get blessed with tits.
You have to bless with the $1 bill. You have to
Before you put
Before
it in
you-
a G-string. You bless her.
I mean, technically, a G-string is half of a cross.
That's
so.
exactly what it is. Literally what it is. Yeah. And it's supposed to remind you every time you get one in your face that it's like, what you shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
You should not be doing this.
What would the J-Man do? Not this.
No, not that.
Not that.
No, I can't imagine he would go to a booby bar.
No.
No.
Let's get into this next segment.
Yeah.
Fanning out.
Fanning out. Questions from fans.
I reached out to people on Instagram and Twitter and asked them if they could ask Andrew Santino any question at all. What would it be?
Were they mean?
Oh, I only deleted a couple. There's always people, no matter what.
Ask him why he sucks ass.
I'm like, I'm not going to ask him that, but why do you suck? This one is from at Rydoon. This is
I know him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Comedian buddy.
yeah.
But this got the most likes under, so I was like, all right, I'll ask this first. Is Jim Carrey losing his mind?
No, Jim Carrey's not losing his mind. People, he lost it forever ago. No, people because of these interviews that he was doing, which
I love, by the way.
Me too. See,
because he's playing with the format.
Yeah, I think people just don't get that he's just being a comedian. I think there's a weird level of fame as a comedian that you reach, and that people want you to always be the same funny that they like. And then if you
once they get used to a certain kind of style,
you have to do that all the time.
You have to do that the rest of your career.
And Jim doesn't do that. Well, Jim's like the best at. We spoke about this last night in the green room.
Yeah,
Jim is infamous for like throwing out a really brilliant act and just like trying weird new shit. Just because I think he gets tired of things, and I think that's why he acts that way on those red carpet interviews. Is probably what people are talking about when they're like, he's so weird about like this universal truth. I mean, whether or not he believes that on a personal level, from like an existential, and from an existential viewpoint, he also is doing that because it's fun. Like
it's fun
for him to mess with an interviewer. People that don't know, I haven't been in TV that long, but doing press junkets and doing interviews, it's so miserable. Like people don't understand. You do hours and hours of people asking you the same dumb question.
What's your shtick?
Yeah.
And you're like, what?
Oh my
how do
God.
I
How do I even
answer
get
that?
Yeah, you can't. So if a guy like Jim, who's done it forever and done probably tens of thousands of interviews, you kind of just get bored of it and you want to do something. And I even when I do like a day of press junket, by the end of the day, you're like, you just want to be like a goof or different, or I don't know. You just want to change it because it's so boring. They're so boring.
I had so much fun going with you to do those press junkets, me, you, and Sandro.
Yeah.
Because it was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
we did the morning news.
We did the morning news in Vegas, and Santino's acting so ridiculous, like this big personality, and he's having me like do stabs on my sax after he makes corny jokes like ba-da-da.
It was so fun because the morning news is so boring. It's so hard to like make, and they ask you the same questions, and they're always like, "So, what's your comedy like?" It's like, what? That's not even a valid
such a hard
question
anyway, because like whenever people ask me that question, I'm like, well, I'm a physical comedian, and I don't know, mixed with observation. Like, what do you want me to say?
The most unfunny thing in the world.
Like,
The most unfunny thing in the world is explaining comedy.
Oh yeah,
it's the most unfunny version of what is it, dude? If I have to tell you, you don't know, and you're never gonna like it. That's the dumbest thing in the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we went and when we got to the news station, Jeremiah had his sax around his neck, and Sandro was there, and they didn't expect. They just thought it was going to be an interview with me, and I was like, "These guys have to come on camera," and they were freaking out.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
just the fact that it wasn't going to be Santino alone. They were only prepared for one.
By the way, not prepared because the questions are so vague. Like, so you've done work on Showtime? What? Yeah,
it's like the minimal effort of like looking at an IMDb page and being like,
not even. A lot of times they don't even know what you are or who you are. That's fine. I'm not saying like you should know me, but like make up something fun and unique to ask. You know what I mean? Be like, guys, in Vegas, what's your least favorite casino on the Strip? Mm-hmm. That would be a fun intro to anything. So give me something stupid. You know, like you know what I mean? Like what? I want something to engage me, to like get a conversation going about something else instead of like, so is it 2 shows? 2 shows tonight, 2 shows. So when you do comedy, is it hard? Well,
yeah.
Where do you get your jokes? Where do you get your jokes?
I write them. All of them?
It's always the same stupid so we went on there, and Jeremiah was piping on the sax, and then the weather guy was like doing his kind of free form of the weather, because he was like really loose, and Jeremiah just walked behind him and you should post that video, and he's wailing on the sax. Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Like wailing on the sax behind him, and the guy at one point, they're smiling and everyone's laughing, and at one point he goes, "It's really uncomfortable." And it's like my favorite moment.
It's so cringy. He's so genuinely flushed.
Oh yeah.
He's like a little uncomfortable.
That's what makes those things fun, is having a good... doing press and radio and all that stuff to promote stand-up, it's just so hard. And when you're by yourself, it's so boring. So it's good to have friends to mess around with to make it light. It made the day so much easier.
Oh, yeah. It was so fun.
Thanks, Rydoon, for the question.
Yeah.
He's not crazy. He's not losing his mind.
He's having fun.
He's just having a good time.
He's playing.
Yeah, I mean, he's literally just staying in the pocket and enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Jer Willard, did you write any of the stand-up bits on I'm Dying Up Here?
That's a hard one to answer because they write stand-up for us for 1973 and 74, but we kind of tweak it and add like little things, and we all kind of helped shape. Myself, Madrigal, and Eric Griffin are the stand-ups on the show, and we all kind of like put our influence, I guess is the best way to say it. The second to last episode of the second season was totally improv, and that was all me. I mean, I wrote a few jokes beforehand, but there was a light script for. There's a scene in a biker bar when I'm talking shit to a group of a biker gang, and that was really lightly scripted, and we just had to make fun of them, and the director was like, just go nuts. And so I went nuts for about 30, 40 minutes. I just riffed on these guys and just lit them up, and they used a bunch of good, fun stuff, but that was all me having a good time. But the first season was really, I stuck to their words because I was like, they want it to be this way.
Yeah.
It's really hard to make somebody else's stand-up funny in a character, not you. It's way more difficult than I think people think. That's why a lot of people were like, stand-up on the show is not funny. It's like, well, first of all, it was 1973.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a different era.
It's a different era, it's a different time.
It's a different cadence and everything.
Yeah, it's just the rhythms and the styles and the formatting was much different than it is now. Like people are used to storytellers more now. And it was a lot quicker, faster jokes, very like
straight
super
to the point,
broad,
more
relatable.
one-liners.
Yeah, they were quick, out, go, gone. You know,
something about my wife. Hey,
right. Yeah, it had to be. So, yeah. That's we helped manipulate a lot of them. Yeah.
This next question comes from.
Who is it? I want 2 more coffees.
2 more coffees.
Yeah.
Somebody's asking you to do your Bobby Lee impression. I don't know.
No, my Bobby Lee. Well, I mean, that's just me and Bobby. When we fight and when we joke around, I mock him on stage. It's extremely racist. It's very funny. Bobby's one of my best buds in comedy, and he loves bringing me up on stage at the Comedy Store because he loves. He's like, this next guy's a redheaded freak, disgusting orange beast piece of trash. Like. It's hilarious. There's nothing more fun than when your friend brings you on.
Yeah.
There's nothing more fun because they can say anything and you love it because it's so genuine versus there's someone you don't know. It's hard because they're like, this guy's funny. You'll love him. He's here all the time. It's just Jeremiah Watkins. Yeah. It's hard. But when Bobby will say just awful shit about me, and then I'll get up there and I'll do just like a very cheap racist impression, and I'll go, I'm a Bobby DeRee. You know, I'll be just mocking him, and he sits in the back and he laughs. That's my favorite. Is on his way out. You'll hear him in the back.
His
dying.
laugh.
Oh, it's my
so
favorite.
Funny, dude.
Yeah, my Bobby Lee. I'll give you a better impression. I do Ben Gleib. Ben Gleib was.
Love
you know that impression.
Oh my goodness.
For people that don't know, look up Ben Gleib. But Ben talks with this kind of like slight. Let me.
Hey Ben.
Yeah. Oh, hey, what's up, Jeremiah?
Hey, how are your shows this weekend?
What, this weekend? My comedy shows.
Yeah, your comedy shows.
Probably the best ever. I mean, every show sold out, top to bottom, front to back. I did probably 48,000 minutes on stage, crushed, killed, murdered. Got off stage, ate a steak, had a shake, had steak and shake.
Where are you at with your politics right now, Ben?
Basically, Trump is getting under my skin more than anybody in the world. I just hope I want him to be assassinated, if I'm being honest. I don't like him. I don't know him. I don't like him. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of Trump. Well, you like Trump?
No.
I hate him. I would fight you for him. I would choke you out in front. I did a show at the Improv. We got so mad, so heated. I wanted to kill one of my guests, but I didn't do it because I'm on TV still.
Well, I went to your birthday party this year.
Yeah, no, it was great to see you. You were in the photo booth. I saw that. Did you swim?
I wasn't one of the people who swam.
No, you should have swum.
Should have swum?
Yeah, swimming's fun. You gotta swim.
That's so great.
That's a loose one. I do it tighter when after I've heard him, when I listen to him, and I can do it back.
It's so funny. Usually I
can't do impressions of famous people, but I can do impressions of people I know. Isn't that weird?
I mean,
that's the weird to me. I can do an impression of someone I've heard, like a friend, or someone I know, but I just can't do famous people. When I auditioned for SNL, they were like, I went to New York to go test for SNL, and they said, "Can you do impressions?" And I literally said no. I did my own original characters, and all those characters were based on people in the real world.
Yeah.
But
Did you do any impressions during the? Did you stand up or did you do straight characters? For
all
the,
characters.
All characters.
All characters. Yeah, all characters. All characters based on, real life characters that could have been incorporated into the show.
But no impressions. You're like, I'm just doing original.
No, I told them
characters.
that. Yeah. They were cool with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't do no stand up at all. I didn't want to do stand up. Although some of the bits are like very stand uppy. They very they have that they're naturally going to have that format to them. Like one of my favorite characters was I did this. I did the world's most claustrophobic elevator attendant, and that was my favorite character to do because it was like this really nervous, like very inverted, tight clenching, like, and people would get in the elevator and I go, what floor? And be like 32, all the way up, and I would just get, and I'd hit 32 and I'd be like, ooh, 16, speed it up. And I would start to and then as it kept climbing, I was like, oh, I started yelling as loud as I could until the doors open, and the doors swing open and I'm like, and I'm screaming and I'm like, 32, this is your floor? That was my favorite because it was based on a real guy that's an elevator attendant at a friend's building that he looked so nervous. Like he was such a uncomfortable person. It was like, that's the guy you put in an elevator?
Yeah.
Was the guy that clearly is not, he's not loose and chatty, how's the day? The weather's pretty good. Da, da, da. No, it's like, he was like, hey, where? 9? All right. And he would hit and the doors would close and he'd be like, like he couldn't handle it. It was just like, what a terrible job. Why would you do that? A claustrophobic elevator attendant. So that was so I did all characters like that. I did a ton of characters. Like one of them based on my dad's best friend. This guy's big, heavyset guy from the South. He talked with a deep old voice. Boy. He called everybody boy. Come on, Andrew. That's what he'd say. He was in North Carolina. And he was a high school football coach. It's just like the most high schooly football coach voice that you could have. Like he was that boisterous of a guy, but he was a high school football coach. Turned. High school football coach turned ballet teacher. That's what it is. A ballet coach, right? Toes up, boy. And he was just yelling at people how to plie. You got a plie, son. I just thought it was so stupid.
Just the contrast is great.
It's so stupid. Yeah, but I did a bunch of characters and I did a ton of characters. No, I can't do impressions. I don't know why. You're great at that. You can do that.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, you're fantastic at that. It's such like a thing that clicks. Some people can really, because some people can just do it, and I don't have that.
You're great at voices, though.
Yeah,
so
I can do characters.
It's like I feel like it's so close. I feel like it's just like a.
But it's it's a mental click because
think so?
I can't. For some reason, I like characters because they're all based on real things that I know, and the celebrity thing is so it's almost like, I don't know how to say it. It's like contrived. It almost feels like I'm stealing something in a weird way. I don't even know. It's very odd. But a character that I can pull from the real world, that just is that's so easy because it's like I hear it.
Well, there's such a wealth of backstory there. If it's based on somebody that's real, then you can be like, oh, I've seen them or heard them do something like this, and then I can just keep writing or improvising from around that.
Right. Where celebrityism, it's almost like they are sound bites of themselves.
Well, so those are my least favorite impressions. Whenever it's just a strong voice, but there's not really
anything
point of view.
It.
It's just it's just a voice.
Well, that's the biggest. That's the downfall of
a lot of impressions.
A lot of impressions is when it's just like, oh, that sounds like him. But the materials,
every once in a while, you'll see a sketch on a show where it's just like, yeah, the impression's great, but they just put him in a weird scenario. You know what I mean? There's nothing. There's nothing like.
No, it's got to have some depth, some fun depth to it.
Yeah,
It's got to have It's just got to have a good backstory. It's got to have a fun story. But that's why, for me, I love characters more than I ever loved celebrity impressions. Like my favorite stuff on SNL's history, or any sketch show, was always original characters, because I just thought that stems from someone so genuine and honest and real and fun, and
those are where the movies are made from, or from the original characters. Always.
Yeah. I mean, Farrell's, he had so many good, the grill dad get off the shed. I mean, that's such a simple, but that's such a real guy.
Mm-hmm.
Or when he worked at the the fashion store. Sean Hayes was on. He's like, we're going to Milan, and he came in on that roller scooter. And that, I mean, it's just like that was so funny and original. And those are the original characters to me are just so easy to love because you either know that they're real or you really want to know the person.
Yeah,
you're like, I want to like see more. But celebrity impressions for me, I was always like, it's kind of fun, but I don't know. It never makes me laugh like original characters do.
We mentioned nerves earlier, like with going on stage and stuff like that. Whenever you're testing and everything, and like you met with Lauren afterwards and everything, what was that process like internally?
It was just fun. I was just so excited to go back to 30 Rock. Like after I flew to LA after I auditioned, and then they called me to come back. It was just awesome. It was just so fun to like be in that world and meet everybody and say hi, and people that I've admired for years, people that I think are incredible, and that I'm like, it was awesome. It was an awesome experience walking the hallway. And
well, you told me what it was like earlier in the week. You told me the story of like being in his office, and it sounded like you were just like cool as a cucumber. You know what I mean?
Well, I think he made it comfortable for me. I mean, I think it was just like, I think people are very intimidated by Lauren, and rightfully so, I guess, because the power's in his hands to like make you. And I just didn't have that vibe from him. I felt super comfortable and like he just wanted to talk, And I think it's always like the first thing out of their mouth is going to set the tone, not their demeanor, because people's demeanors some people are just unique. They sit weird, and you know what I mean. Like they may be a little uncomfortable, and they're not as open as you think they should be. And like, oh my God, what does this mean? But his was more about the first thing he said. He was like, "You're from Chicago," and right away I was like, "Oh, this is going to be a great conversation." Just because he, started it with something he was familiarizing himself with, and attaching me to something that he can
relate to.
Yeah, it was
like that he knows a lot about and he can talk about.
That to me made it so like it was wonderful. And then we just chatted and chatted and chatted. And then he gave me my test results, and turns out I'm gay. So that's what I got out of it. Yeah.
Wow. I'm
we should turn the camera off.
Happy.
Why don't you go up and turn the camera off?
Like right now?
Mm-hmm. Oh my God. The loudest gulp.
The loudest gulp.
Wow, that was really, really good. Oh my God. I'm impressed, but I'm also like nauseous. Like I might throw up. Yeah, I might just. All right, what's other questions? Are we doing other questions? What are we doing?
We'll do this last question.
Yeah,
then
last question.
Then we'll do. We got to do sax talk.
Yeah.
We got to do your share a story of a sexual encounter.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Most of these questions, I usually avoid other stand-up comedians asking questions, but these are the most interesting
is it just
ones.
All stand-ups?
No. It's actually there's a ton of questions.
Rifle a bunch off, and we'll see what I answer. Just rifle some, and we'll see what
we'll see what comes. Do you play rock and roll? Do you enjoy selling Sprite? What was it like working with Jim Carrey? Is he present on set a lot? Talk about Naperville, constipation or diarrhea, Andy or Drew. What's your favorite moment you've seen on Kill Tony? When do you say no to love? Any similarities with your character you play on I'm Dying Up Here? How long have you been doing comedy? How did you start? Do all redheads eat their boogers? That was one of the dumb ones.
That's actually a really good one. That's a really good question.
Do you like playing a bitter comic? What's your favorite Mexican soccer team? Adam Ray asks, why didn't I lose my eye that night we sang Christmas songs?
Oh, that's an amazing. Did you ever see that video?
No.
Adam Ray and I did like a Christmas Carol song, but we wasted like a Christmas Carol soundtrack, and we taped it. We filmed us doing we wanted to do Christmas songs and just get just housed, and we got just super fucking drunk, and his roommate drove us to a sound studio, and we recorded like Christmas songs for a Christmas album, shit-faced, and Adam was so tanked that he was in the middle of singing, he just fell. Like I think he just fell to pass out.
Yeah.
And there was a drum kit, and he smashed his face
on the drum kit?
On a tom. Yeah, dude. And he gets up, and he's like, "Am I bleeding?" And his head was open. Just gushing blood. And I was like, "Oh my God, Adam.
Are we rolling still?"
Dude, yes. And of course, the guys came in, the producers came in, they're like, what's going on? Is everything okay? And Adam's like, I'm fine. And we kept singing.
That's my Adam Rice singing.
Yeah, man, that was here. Some of the questions I heard were like, "Do I like playing a bitter comic?" No, I hated it. That was the hardest thing about doing I'm Dying Up Here. I really didn't like that. That was very tough. It's emotionally draining. I think people don't understand what it's like to like.
Well, you got to carry that energy
all
around.
the time. When you play angry, you get angry. When you're filming and you're doing that for 12, 14 hours a day, when someone's like, he's playing himself, when they say people play themselves, it's because a lot of times you get casted as a thing. This is not the case. I'm not that angry of a guy. I would say I've got some anger to me, but like, I'm not that guy. Like, I'm not that like, but you kind of sort of do take on some of those characteristics when you take it home. It's hard to leave that at the door because it's every day. And emotionally getting beat down on film is
It's tolling on your personal life, I'm sure, too.
Yeah, it is.
Did you find yourself being a little bit more irritable, like around your wife and stuff, like after you'd be on set all day?
I was just more irritable in general.
Yeah.
Just everything made me mad. My stand-up was a little bit darker. I was not having as much fun. You know, that stuff always happens.
Whenever I was filming I did this movie years ago. There was like a suspense thriller film. And while I was filming that movie, like I was supposed to be seeing things and freaking out. And I had to do those takes like a lot, like day after day.
And you would.
Whenever I would come home, dude, I swear I would be seeing stuff in the corners of the room and stuff like that because I was doing it so much, like repetition.
Yeah, you definitely do embody some of those characteristics. So no, I didn't really love playing a bitter comic. I enjoyed the emotional roller coaster arc of the first season that I had to go through to get what I got, which I thought was cool. But the second season was a lot easier on me. It wasn't as I wasn't written as much bitter, and my character was a little bit lighter on the show in the second season. So no, yeah, I know I didn't. I'd rather play someone having like a great time. I did a couple things this year that'll come out that I had so much. I did Benji's show, Benji and Esther's show.
Alone Together?
Yeah, I did an episode of that, and I had so much fun because I got to just be so fun. So fun. I play a guy that works at his brother, who's Dalia. I work at their real estate office. Oh my God, that was so fun. I just did a movie with Malin Ackerman and Jane Seymour, Dion Cole,
oh man,
Chelsea Peretti.
That's amazing.
Dude, it was a super fun cast. So fun. And that I got to be so fun. I just got to have, just go free. And when you get to like just have a good time and find a fun character, you really are in a happier mood. I mean, the end of the day is so much nicer because you're like, God, that was fun. Me and Chelsea Peretti were just screwing around the whole time. I mean, she is so funny and so fun to hang with that like, it just made it fun. And her and I had this whole back and forth thing going because her character is this like holistic chakra, like bless the peas, bless the beans.
Feeling the energy around you.
It's really, she was so funny. And I'm this kind of like douchey, like Orange County guy who's just like, I mean, like, I'm investing in CrossFit gyms all over the country. I feel like if you're not doing that, you're like behind the times. And so we got to, and our competitive nature as like comedians is funny because you're back and forthing, but you're complimenting each other.
Yeah.
So yeah, my favorite stuff to play is a fun character or a weirdo or a goofball or, you know, an idiot. I'd rather play an idiot, a goofball, or a weirdo any day of the week than someone who has like a lot of emotional baggage. It's just hard sometimes to do. Yeah,
I feel you on that.
Yeah, it's tough to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, but I'm Dying was fun, and maybe we'll do it again, maybe not. I shot another pilot for another show, and I can't talk about it, but it's so funny, and I hope they want to do it because I would love to do that show. Yeah, it's so funny. I get to have a lot of fun on that. So we'll see. Who knows?
Nice.
Otherwise, I'll just be on the road with Jeremiah, just hanging out.
Just playing Papa Shot and pool on the weekends and away from our wives.
Papa Shot. We played Papa Shot. The record was 84.
Mm-hmm.
And I took it on my own. Like I spent $10. We spent like $10.
Yeah.
And I did 4 times, and the highest I got was 72 by myself. And then Jeremiah and I were like, "That's it. We've got to do it together. We have to beat this." And we did $5 more, so 5 times. And we definitely beat it, and it did not give it to us.
It didn't give us the credit.
I was so angry.
And we needed it to go over the high score. We tied the high score.
We tied the high score. That was so annoying.
We're like, we know for a fact that we made more. We were killing it.
We were murdering. We
killing
didn't miss. We didn't miss. It was like
one after the other.
And then it was three. But then the problem is it doesn't catch up because if 2 balls went through too fast, because we're cheating.
Yeah,
because we're cheating.
Yeah, we're
Because-
mad. Our cheats
mad
don't
our
count. Hey man, seriously, we should have won the title. Yes, we cheated. Are we the Patriots? Maybe.
But we still should have won.
We should have won.
That's like when people had the Game Genie for a Nintendo, and if you still couldn't beat stuff, you're just like, that's so annoying. I cheated, and I still need to.
I have all the code.
How do I not win?
win?
Yeah, we got 84. We tied, and then we garbagely played pool. We were all very, very bad at pool.
Yeah, it was,
I don't know why.
we were just all off. I think I'm going to blame it on the table.
The table was. You know what's so funny? All jokes aside, the table was terrible.
It was pretty rough, and the cues were not great either.
No, but I would hit the rail, one of the rails, and the ball would just fly
It
off.
popped off, and we're like, all right, well that shouldn't be
It's
happening.
not a normal.
Yeah.
And of course, there's a guy like I could just the bartender cleaning glass like that is normal. You're like,
Yeah.
all right. Well, I'm not
All
going
right,
to fight you.
fine.
It's your table,
Okay,
bud.
great.
Yeah. Yeah, that was and Sandro knocked over the Jenga blocks. That was hysterical. Like out of a film. It was like out of just a perfect comedy. We're just silently playing pool, and all you hear is all the Jenga blocks
Like
fall.
all of them, and he just looks around like Sandra.
Yeah. We've had a nice little fun time at the Vegas run here. This was actually cool, and we had one windstorm yesterday, so it finally cooled down a little bit. We walked the strip a few times, and it was
a lot.
like
dude, we walked 9 miles,
9 miles.
one day.
Yeah, we walked 9 miles. Well, we got
Most exercise I've got in a long time.
Well, you got to do something.
Yeah.
These casinos are hard to sit in.
Let's get into this final segment.
Let's do it.
Sax talk.
Sex talk.
Sax talk. Santino's going to share a story of a sexual encounter, and I'm going to play some sweet sax underneath.
Mm-hmm. It was junior high. It was a house party. All my friends were there, Everybody was hanging out, just having drinks, drinking illegally. It was 8th grade, about to go to high school, about to be the big dogs, sneaking booze from our parents. And there was a woman, I'll be left nameless, was on the soccer team. A great soccer player, great legs, thick, muscly, beautiful, long, dirty blonde hair. And we had, some conversations about maybe smooching. And we made our way back to the bedroom. And everybody knew what was going on. We were in the basement. We were in a friend's basement. And everybody knew they were going to go hook up. And we walked into the room and we laid on the bed and we kissed and we kissed and we kissed. And kissed and we kissed. And we took a break because it hurts your teeth after a while. It started to be painful on our teeth. And then we started kissing more, and we kissed for about an hour and a half. And I was as hard as a rock, and it hurt so much in my jeans. And I went under her shirt and felt her boob. And I unbuttoned her pants, and I began to touch her. And I touched her for about another 35 to 45 minutes. And at some point, I didn't know when to stop. And beautifully, sweetly, softly, she stopped kissing me and pulled away and grabbed my hand that was down her pants. And she said, "That's enough. It hurts now." That was my sexual encounter. Thank you.
So it just ended?
That's a real story. Yeah.
That's a real story. It just ended.
Yep. She said, "That's enough. It hurts now." You don't know when you're young how to hook up and you're nervous. So when you're in like junior high or early high school, you kiss for like forever because you're like, when do I start doing the next stage?
Yeah. What's the next
step?
What's the next step?
But yes, I touched her touched her boobs, and then when I started to go down her pants, not getting too explicit, but like you just don't know what to do. You're just so nervous. You're nervous.
Yeah, you have no idea.
You're so innocently nervous that you're like, I want to give this person pleasure, but I just don't know how to do it. I mean, it was the same way with girls. Like if they give you a hand job, it was just like violent or tight or like, and they just flog it around. I mean, they had no idea what they're doing.
You're just like jamming around and just like.
Yeah, dude. And she said, that's enough. It hurts now.
And that's when I came.
Yeah.
That's enough.
That was the most. It was the most like. I was so embarrassed, but like, what was I embarrassed about? But I just felt awful. But she was smiling about it. She was like, "It's okay. It was really fun." You know, it was fun while we were doing
it. Lasted for the last 6 hours. I mean,
the sun came up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we started at 9 p.m. and we ended about noon the next afternoon. That was I had such a huge crush on her.
You have a rat tail by the end of it.
I'm braiding my hair.
Yeah.
I had such a big crush on her, and it was such like a. Is this the end of?
Did you guys ever fully hook up after that?
No,
it was the end.
Yeah, that was the end.
Yeah, man.
But rightfully so. It was like the junior high when you have the sweets on somebody. You know, It wasn't really like. Yeah, it was like the sweets. It was like this cute, like we both were crushing. It wasn't like, I really like you. It was more like, we're going to like maybe make out at a party. It was like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And we did. We made out at a party. Yeah, that was my first touching a girl down there experience. So it was pretty bad. Pretty bad. It was really bad. I think I had a similar experience in college. I went down on a girl for too long. I just didn't know.
And she's just like tapping your head.
Well,
like...
I didn't know that if she wanted to have sex, truthfully, but like we were like hooking up, and I didn't know if she was comfortable having sex. So I just was like, I'm not going to try to have sex with her because I don't think she wants to have sex with me. Like I was so in my own head. She was much prettier. She was much prettier than any girl I had hooked. She was way out of my league. And I remember thinking, she doesn't want to have sex with me. I mean, she'll make out with me and we'll hang out, but she doesn't want to fuck me. And so I remember going down on her and thinking, should I try to make a move? And I didn't, and I just never did. And then long time afterwards, she was like, I can't believe you didn't try to like have sex with me. Like I wanted to have sex. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I should have known that given the fact that we were.
I just like going down on girls. I don't like the sex part. I just
sex is gross.
Sex is gross, but like
if I could just lick you for like 17 hours.
I would be in heaven.
Yeah, no, I was so nervous. She was so gorgeous. I was like, she doesn't want to fuck me. I'm ugly. I was like, she don't want to fuck me. There's no way. But she was like, we were naked. I was like, I know, but I still was like.
Dude, I was
still like, no, she doesn't want you.
Yeah, but whenever you're a
fucking...
teenager or whatever, you put all these mental weird barriers.
Totally. Yeah.
On yourself.
I mean, I was freshman year of college. I was like, I was just like in my mind. I was in my head about it. Like I had already had sex. It's not like it was like, this is my first time. It was just like, I thought for sure a girl that pretty doesn't fuck guys like me. She's like, I was like waiting for her to be like, I don't fuck guys like you.
And
like,
oh, I get it.
I don't fuck guys like you.
Okay, sure.
I just assumed that was like, I was like, pretty girls don't fuck guys like me. They may like tug me or we may make out, but there's no way she wants to have sex with me.
If I would have tried to have sex with the girls who I went to college with, it would have been middle-aged divorcees because I went to night school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man.
Jeremiah, you want me to take you home in my Taurus?
I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'll just.
Why don't you bring your sex? Hey, your sex.
What's wrong with your eye?
I have a stroke. I'm having a stroke.
Should we go to the hospital?
No, this happens once a week.
Will it pass?
Oh, yeah. If I start drooling blood, just put me down on my back.
Wait, I'm starting to feel uncomfortable.
It's gone. What a babe.
Well, dude, you was hot, man. And that's how I lost my virginity. I cleaned up the blood and went to town.
Oh, this is going to get blogged about.
Hello. Dude, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Is any final things that you want to plug upcoming?
Yes, I've got, we'll go to andrewsantino.com.
All the tour dates and stuff?
All the tour dates, yeah. I'm going to, I'm doing a few dates with Rogan, but those shows are sold out like crazy.
Heck yeah, man.
Come to my shows. I'm going to be in Philly. I'll be in Philly the first weekend of August. Then I am going to do Madison, Wisconsin, Chicago, Illinois, Calgary. I'm jumping around a bunch.
Great.
But yeah, go to andrewsantino.com or Cheeto Santino on Twitter and Instagram. Go to andrewsantino.com and you'll find the way to everything.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah, dude.
Love you, buddy. Thanks for doing the show.
Thank you, babe.